All right, Sad. So it's been a bit, everybody. So to kind of give a little bit of a recap of the last few sessions, you guys are getting close to endgame after helping Ren's mother become the new Mandalore and kind of unite the Mandalorian tribes, or hopefully unite the Mandalorian tribes after freeing them from Mandalore the Devourer. You guys had a couple of different missions playing for your attention. You all found that Ul's master thinks he's discovered some weapon to go after the hunted. But you also found that your friends at the Jedi Academy were in peril on Yavin. So you guys decided initially came up with a pretty cool idea of using the Mandalorians to help and defend the Jedi Enclave on the Yavin, and sent Ren and a couple of her commandos after to help repel the invasion. So they went off towards they got to hopefully help break the blockade there. And last you guys heard, spoke to Ren's mother. At least she's doing okay. She's rescued some of the survivors, but there's still some more that she has to gather up before the mission is completed. And you guys decided to go meet with Ul's former master, Kyoto K. And were able to speak with him and learn a little bit more kind of about what he believes may help. You guys found that he thinks there's a weapon on Tython, the kind of birthplace, what they believe is the birthplace of the Force, or at least the birthplace of the Jedi. And he thinks there's a weapon there or something there that can help them distort the Hunter's Force presence, or at least make them killable, for which you guys have found they've been unable to do so far. So he, in exchange for your help, he basically asked you guys to go liberate or kind of free a couple of his scouts who had gathered the information for him. A flotilla that he had sent out to kind of scout for different holocrons and runes, had been gotten trapped by one of the hunter's fleets. You guys assisted, but unfortunately the mission went a little dicey. You're able to eventually get yourselves out of there, but and break the interdictor field. But the Sith ships got beat up quite a bit, and both of them actually got destroyed with only an escape pod emerging. Fortunately, that escape pod had the information you guys needed, and after exchange with the Sith on board, we're able to secure his kind of a silence on what took place, and without him trying to badmouth you guys, and we're able to get the information to Kyoto Key. And basically, that's where we kind of picked up. You guys are going to be making your way towards the core. So let me pull up the map as well to show you guys where that's at. So you guys are going to be going to Tython, birthplace of the Jedi and the Force, but it's also in the deep galactic core. Its kind of location has been lost, or not really location lost. It's been inaccessible for the last 1,000 years, just due to the chaoticness of making your way through the core. You guys, I think I already did a lore check on this, so I'll just give you some information on the core as well. You guys know that this is a pretty treacherous path to travel. The hyperspace lanes are ever shifting, making it kind of dangerous to move through if you want to go through at a good space. You have to a lot of time real time travel, and even within your real space. There's asteroids, black holes, just gravitational anomalies, making just travel of all kinds difficult. With good paths, you can sometimes make your way through, but even those are known to shift and kind of morph. And after Kyoto Ki found it was on Tython, he believed that pretty much the only way to get through is to be a talented force user and being able to kind of precog where the paths will be and where the danger will come from. So you guys basically will be able to pick up there. And if there's anything you all want to do before hopping on the ship, you can do it now. You guys are on a space station, kind of surrounded by the remnants of the Revan's former empire being led by Kyoto Key's fleet. You see it's in pretty kind of ragtag condition. There's just a couple of destroyers left. Most of it's kind of small support ships, and they all look like they have seen some hell in their time. Definitely not the big menace of a Sith Empire that they once used to be. But you guys are on a space station. You know, there's definitely some resources abound in case you want to pick anything up before you go.
Let me double check here. I think I'm all good unless everyone else wants to go talk to some Sith or something. I mean, I'm good. Uh,
I don't really think there's anything Ping needs. Med packs.
Test. Test.
Yes, yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Hey!
Woo!
Yo!
Perfect. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Stim packs. Stimmy tax.
Yeah, I got a med kit. I got a trauma kit.
Yeah, trauma kit. I guess I'll get a med kit. I don't think I have one.
I got my Spock deck.
Are we setting up with supplies? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
So definitely just picking up supplies before you guys head out to the core.
I got
Uh,
got me some healing force powers. Got me a raincoat. I think I'm all good.
Isolus, do you just want my lightsaber? I can't. Well, maybe. I don't know. I didn't realize that I should have just made another Shoto.
I need to quickly check if monks actually get light weapons or not. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I
You're
started
sentinel
as
too.
sentinel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my original levels too. So technically, I could use it. What kind of lightsaber is it?
It's just a standard lightsaber.
Ah, dang. Then
It's a premium chassis, but I just like I'd have to. It might take me some time to get.
I'll pick up a med pack. I'm all out.
Sure.
Is that like 300? Yeah.
I think so. Let me pull that up. Yeah, just standard rates for that. I
Yeah.
believe that's 300.
Yeah, it is 300.
I might want to pick up some more mines.
Those worked so well for you guys last time.
Well, I mean, they would have if not for the insane like deck save and terrible damage rolls. Disguise kit, artificer,
Well, some
implement.
charisma stims. Just
Alright.
standard.
Just standard? Alright. Let's see.
Can I get some? How much would a thing of restrainers cost?
Like binders?
Yeah, binders.
I think they're pretty inexpensive. I think they're like 75 or something like that. Let me look them up.
Okay.
50.
50. Okay. I'll buy one of those and then 3 sets of mines or 3 mines. I don't know if is it like a mine or is it like okay. You know what? I'm gonna stop asking dumb questions.
So it's individual mines, or individual mine, I should say. All right. Roll me 2d6, keep the highest, and times it by 100.
2d6, keep highest 1.
Yep, and you could definitely you're with some Sith, so there's definitely some things to boost that charisma and boost that power with that side of the Force.
What was the multiplication by again?
100.
100, so 500. Okay. And that's for the consumable, or is that a cut in half?
That's already cut in half. It'd be times by 200 otherwise.
So 500 credits for that. Yeah, I'll grab one of those.
Perfect. Yeah, you definitely find some Sith kind of passing them around after hearing that your Kyoto Key's former apprentice. They still charge you quite a bit for it, but they do pass you a couple, or pass you one.
Would I be able to get a what is it a what is it flexible hilt or what is it I forgot the name of it.
Like a folding hilt?
Well, it's like one of the hilts that basically make your lightsaber a finesse weapon.
Ah,
I don't think that's premium.
Yeah, I think that's like prototype, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely wouldn't be able to find any prototype. These guys are pretty backs against the walls with their supplies. They definitely have some kind of stims and some resources, but they're not really swimming in it like they used to be.
Disguised hilt, Mac. Okay. Well, never mind then.
Perfect. So anything else anybody wants to buy before we gotta head out to the core?
I know that I'll forget it later, and then be like, "Oh, I should have bought the thing," and then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, why didn't I do that?" Fragmentation mine. How much is
I'm all
that?
good here. I don't think I can afford much else.
I guess you guys have that great pearl. I mean, there's probably some Sith that would at least try to buy it if you guys want to buy your jetpack or something else.
I
Actually,
want a jetpack
now
so
is the
bad.
time. Now or never with that
Is it?
pearl.
These are Sith with their backs to the wall. I don't know how much they can offer us.
But these are the people in prime time to buy one of these bad boys. But would the Sith have a jetpack?
Probably not a good one.
I think we lucked out on getting a jetpack, because I'm pretty sure you would have had better luck with the Mandos. But I know that that was, you know, timing and all that.
Yeah, I didn't have the money back then.
But yeah.
Potential for money.
How much would 3 mines cost me? I'm trying to find it, but I'm just having the weirdest time.
You wanted what type of mines?
Just standard fragment mines.
200.
200. Okay, so that would be how about I just get 2 mines? You've already said 3. It's too late.
I would say definitely get those mines. They were easy to find with the kind of the trooper base. There's still a lot of Sith troopers around, and they definitely have some of the more mundane fighting materials to hook you up with.
So I get some binders and some mines.
Nice.
Costs me 250. Wait, no, 450.
Perfect. So I think we're good there. Sweet. So you guys, you load up, you get a good long rest in, then you kind of begin to mount your adventure. So you kind of load up into the Crimson Ronto and jet off towards the core. You do have kind of a Kyoto Key following you with his cruiser behind. Looks like he's leaving the bulk of his fleet, but is taking a small cruiser with some of his own Sith and troopers and warriors with him to help hopefully acquire this weapon before the hunters take notice of them. You guys see kind of a jet as you guys take off to hyperspace. The blue line's elongated. You see his ship fall in line with you guys and jet off as well. You guys, for the first couple days of your journey, pretty uneventful, just typical hyperspace, just nothingness as you're floating through the kind of the virtual realm. But eventually, you guys do pull out of hyperspace, and in front of you, you just see a swirling mass of energy. The core, you know with the core from kind of your research, is just densely packed hyperspace lanes with stars, black holes, just gravity anomalies. It's just a dangerous realm, making it difficult to traverse, and has pretty much been lost to the galaxy for hundreds, if not thousands of years. As you guys approach, you see Kyoto Key's ship depart amongst you, and you hear the intercom of the ship blare. And he goes, in kind of his usual, just cool voice. Well, it is in front of us, apprentice. I hope you have faith in your pilot. You will need it to get through the core unscathed. But, as we just said, this is necessary. So, please, trust in the Force, aid your pilot where you can, and hopefully I'll see you on the other side.
I've put my life in her hands many times before, and I have full trust in her now.
You're gonna
and I
jinx it.
will, right. I'll still put that long-fingered Ithorian hand on your shoulder and give you some guidance as well, just in case.
Hmm.
I got Defiant, brother. And I
That's
remember
true.
it's
I
a
do too.
thing this time too.
Okay.
All right. So you guys see the intercom before it cuts off. You see Kyoto kind of pause for a moment and go, "Well, then may the force be with you, apprentice. I don't see you. Cannot see how you could put so much faith in another's hands, but may the force serve you well here. I still have need of you." You see the transmission cut off, and then you see Kyoto's key ship kind of approach the maelstrom of the core. And as you guys make your approach, Ren, give me a piloting check to see you kick it off.
All right. That's a 21.
Nice.
Hey.
So you see Red. Red, how do you approach it? How do you fly in there? Kind of make your initial way into the core.
Yeah, so describe it to me again. There's this big swirling core, basically.
Definitely. So there's basically, so it's kind of like because you guys are just seeing a piece of it too. So there's a lot of, you see kind of really densely, even just from your view, densely packed stars. As you look at the sensors, you're then kind of the readings are like off the charts. You see a lot of gravity anomalies, flaring energy. You see bits of asteroids kind of flowing through it as well, getting pulled by the various black holes that inhabit it. It looks like most smart pilots would avoid this area.
Yeah. Not one of those. So yeah, Ren will just double check her systems, look around, and start just doing the tango with all these terrible anomalies. To go. Yeah, just sort of very aptly dodging out of the way of the little chunks of whatever space junk is out there, and trying to keep her distance from anything too bad.
Perfect. You fly through that initial bit of the core. You see kind of just basically a lot of flares, solar flares, and gravity anomalies pulling on the ships, kind of beating against the shields, but with a steady hand, you're able to avoid that first wave of them. You kind of get yourself steadily within the core without being pulled into one of the various kind of just anomalies or distractors there. And the next portion of this is going to be a little bit of a skill challenge piece. So you guys are able to make your way into the core pretty successfully, which is going to give you an easier DC overall. So basically, this is going to be different. You're going to have different challenges posed to you guys. And you're going to need 5 successes before 3 failures to basically see if you can make it to the core, make it to Tython without your ship being pretty messed up or something worse even happening. So you guys have made that first check pretty well, so that's gonna actually set your DC to 14 for each of these checks. You could have, if you did pretty bad, it could have been as high as 17, but luckily Red came in strong on this one and brought that down to 13. So basically, as you guys are getting into the core, one of the first things that you notice as you're flying through, one of the sensors pings and you see a large asteroid drifting towards you. Normally, this would be something easy for a pilot to evade. Space is huge. You can kind of go up, down, and around. Difficult portion is you're between kind of a sun and a black hole. New definition of a rock and a hard place on that side. You stray too far one way, you may get kind of hit by the solar flares. Too far the other way, you may get pulled into a black hole. You guys are able to use both your own skills as well as the skills of the Crimson Ronto. So any power, skills, or whatever you guys have you think may help in this situation, and feel free to get creative and kind of blur some of the requirement lines a little bit if you have something fun that you can do.
Could I cast haste on Ren to like increase her reflexes, just to kind of give her that boost in
The edge.
Definitely make a force check for me.
Which one is it? Force check. Oh, okay.
Solid.
Like that.
Sweet. So actually, Nora, how do you do that, or how does the force flow through you to kind of help Ren evade this asteroid?
I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder as she's flying the ship, and I'm just gonna like try to, you know, kind of go into that Jedi state, and then just like give her that like boost in. I guess I might just be like she just like things might slow down for her because isn't that kind of how haste works, where it's like things slow down and you kind of uh is that how it works or I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah, definitely. Especially with night
Basically,
speed, yeah, you're
yeah.
kind of giving her that with the force too, with having precognition. Maybe you're kind of giving her a little bit of a boost, allowing her reaction time to speed up and more time to just kind of evade and almost kind of know that asteroid is coming.
Yeah, that's it. Night speed. Night speed.
Perfect. Well, with Noru's kind of strength and the force flowing through you, and you're able to kind of skirt the asteroid, just kind of slowly kind of going across its surface. That's almost skimming across its surface. Are able to kind of nimbly evade around it without crashing either into the asteroid or getting pulled too far to the left or right. Excuse me, and having to suffer through the solar flare or the black holes. Um,
Yay.
as you guys continue, kind of a little bit of clear flying for just a little bit, but as you come across, like, probably about a couple hours away, you do start to see just almost radiation, just kind of mixture of solar and other radiations flocking through, and you see them almost pelting the ship with just bands of energy, kind of ramming against the shields, making it quite difficult to traverse through it. What are you guys doing?
I think I'm going to utilize a. Trying to see which one. One of my coordinator um, leadership collaborations. That's what they're called. And I thought there was one that was a damage reducer. Well, there's a few of them that are essentially help with a saving throw. So, however, we want to kind of reflavor that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sweet. So definitely. So we can basically reflavor it. We make a dexterity saving throw, and you can add in whatever the bonus it gives you.
Actually,
And just
here we go. So, bolster. That's what I was looking for. Bolster. The specific collaboration. Expend a power dice to bolster resolve of the crew. The ship gains temporary hit points equal to the power die and charisma modifier. So anyway, yeah, how that kind of translates to the skill challenge.
perfect. We'll give a charisma saving throw. And how are you bolstering the crew's spirit? Or what are you saying to the crew as you go through?
So just kind of looking up as we go through, and this radiation or whatever is kind of pelting the ship. We're in very capable hands. Ren will get us through this, and though I question where this ship came from, I have faith in it, and the Force will guide us through this challenge.
Perfect. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
And you can use your charisma too.
Okay.
So,
Oh no.
oof.
All right, it's time for the fight.
Do we have inspiration?
I think you do. Let me pull that up. I think you had 3 if I'm right, but it's been a bit. So let me get into
It
there.
has been a bit.
Could I?
Oh, actually, no. You guys are at 0 out of 6
Oh.
inspiration.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we
So-
burned through them all.
Could
Hey, we needed those inspirations.
yeah, they were
Wanna apologize.
poorly used. I remember. Um, but I think I used all of them. So this might be a little bit of a stretch, but so force reflect with space casting. Could I try to help and shield the ship a little bit and maybe help out with that role?
It's gonna be a big cast.
So you guys will still have the one failure, but you could definitely do that. See if you can kind of prevent any damage to the ship taking place. Yeah. So give me a what would be a good one for this? We've already done force check. Give me a Actually, we'll do another force check. Give me a force check.
Could Isolith give the help action of this using Force Barrier? Actually, her and Kirk both have Force Barrier, which is basically just giving uh just max HP. Uh helping out Ping by just using the force with him, just bulking it up while he's doing the main lifting.
Definitely. Let me pull something up there because there's rules for help, and let me make sure I have those handy. 'Cause I think you have to roll something for it. Oh yeah, so you basically roll the same check. As long as you get a higher than a 10, you'll be able to give him an advantage.
All right.
You
I
give me a
have
force check, and then, and so it won't count towards one of your successes. Sweet, but it will give him advantage on that check.
Oh, nice.
And then, so Ping, yeah, roll with advantage, and and you
right.
guys gotta describe how that all looks too. Nice.
17. Yeah,
Oh.
so as I kind of feel like this energy and radiation starting to pelt the ship, I start to reach out with the force and try to propel it, and I start to falter, and then I kind of feel the force from Izalith, and we both combine to push back and save the kind of the structural integrity of the ship.
We need to create a force meld. I just finished Outbound Flight.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's
The
a
audiobook cut out so much stuff. But anyway.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. So hopefully I didn't cut out the good stuff. Yeah, so you guys have melding kind of the powers together. You're able to kind of build like a little shield or safety bubble around and kind of keep that radiation out, and nobody grows a third arm or leg. And you're able to eventually make it through the radiation storm and out of a clearing. So you guys have a little bit of kind of free clearing now too. So you guys 3 successes so far, 1 failure. And you guys have a little bit of space right now in between kind of Tython and where you're going, but you don't see kind of craziness, but nothing pressing up against you right now. Nothing too dangerous. So it's kind of a little bit of an easier one. What do you guys do in this downtime?
I'm gonna sink into my frustrated with the ineffectiveness of my bolster, and fighting with that in my head. Being filled with thoughts of doubt. But I'm gonna turn to my Costa drum and just kind of start tapping out a little tune, a rhythm, a little bit of a meditation to kind of calm myself, go into a meditation, and see if I can extend that to the crew as well, putting on a little calming meditative performance.
Nice. Yeah, give me a performance check.
Nice.
Solid. So you guys hear kind of a Ull's meditative beat go off. Kind of get a bit of a breather. You've been going through hell, moving through kind of this core, this treacherous space, and that just kind of allows you to kind of sink into your own kind of your own style. Maybe calm for some other people, maybe invigorating for some, but you're able to find the kind of that center, or your calm or your peace that allows you to focus better and kind of get ready for the next set of trials. Fortunately, though, the calm doesn't last too long, and the route that you guys need to take to make it to Tython, you just see almost an array of black holes. It looks like this space was pretty densely packed with stars, and one by one they've started to collapse and just start pulling on each other. This is going to be a pretty hard section to get through, because if you move too far one way, too far the other way, the ship is going to be pulled into the treacherous holes. So what are you guys doing?
I think I'm gonna try. I kind of see this coming, and I'm gonna go to the guns. I'm gonna try to start shooting off shots, and specifically with the purpose to see if we can distinguish the gravitation, if it'll actually start slinging the bolt, so it might give a little bit of forewarning to.
So you're trying to find the where the gravity field starts and where it ends.
Yeah, it's just kind of like almost like a flare, so you can kind of see before we get there a little bit.
Hey,
I
that's
like
pretty
that.
smart.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So you could roll either a weapons or a gun check with the ship's guns, investigation or perception, your choice.
Um, I actually will just I'll do a gun check. Gun
Okay.
check on it. I don't actually think I have that. Actually, I can with the ship. And I thought of this as more of a help action, but however you wanted to flavor that.
Definitely, if you wanted to give
Um,
help to somebody else's perception check, you could certainly do that.
Yeah.
I can roll a perception check if you need me to.
Sweet. So yeah, so make a guns check just to beat a DC 10, and if you beat the 10, damn.
There we go.
Nice.
Looks like
Nice.
it'll be a 10.
Alright, so perception check.
Yep, you get advantage, and even with that being a help check, I will give you what was that, one success for it too. So this will be you guys' last check, and luckily with that
Nice.
advantage too. Sweet. So you see kind of Ping just expertly kind of shooting out those shots and kind of easily identifying the different black holes, gravitational fields, and then with kind of Noru coming behind and kind of watching those scanners and just clearly pointing them out to Ren, and you guys are able to fly through and keep the ship pretty well intact without any damage, any crazy malfunctions. You guys are able to keep the Crimson Ronto pristine as you fly through the treacherous core.
Nice.
Sweet. So you guys are eventually able to get a little bit of rest as you kind of get through the end system to Tython. You're able to take a long rest, but eventually you are able to make it to the planet of Tython. And once you guys make it there, you see Tython's a pretty little interesting spot. You see numerous of the kind of the old style of temples. The thing that kind of stands out to you guys, you've all seen Sith temples, you've seen Jedi temples. It looks like almost kind of blends mixtures of both. You see kind of the pyramid styles from the Sith and kind of the more kind of almost squarish styles, or I've got the best shape for it, but from the Jedi with their kind of the more even lines on that side. It almost just kind of blended together into their own style. And one of the biggest things you guys notice as you enter the atmosphere is just the raw power of the Force that you feel kind of just almost surrounding you. You guys have felt places that are strong in the Force, from Yavin to Dathomir, and some of the other Sith and Jedi worlds you've been on before, but here it just almost feels like the air is swimming with kind of power in the Force. You feel kind of your connection strengthened. You feel more alert, more focused. Whether you call on the dark side or the light side, you feel it pretty strongly here. It's kind of bolstering your own strength. And as you guys kind of make your way down, you do kind of feel a calling. You feel something almost familiar calling you, and you almost feel it pointing to one of the largest temples in the area. Temple looks to be pretty worn down by time. You see vines growing off of it, but you just feel a strong calling in the forest, kind of just urging you towards that spot. And you also haven't noticed anything else emerge from hyperspace behind you, or anybody else on the comms, or any other kind of powered signals in the area.
I'm gonna be operator, but would I notice that? Is that sensors, or is that
Definitely, so that'd be sensors, yeah. So you don't notice any kind of electronic or any kind of advanced power systems. So you don't notice Kyoto Key's ship at all either.
Okay.
That's not a good sign.
Would we have expected him to either beat us or meet us pretty
It could be that we just
same
meet him
time?
there.
So yeah, you'd expect that if he made it well through the core, he'd be about the same time with you. He had a little bigger of a ship, but nothing too crazy that have slowed him down kind of much compared to you guys.
Reaching out to this seemingly enhanced presence of the Force, I'd like to maybe try and utilize that and just reach out to see if I can get a sense of my old master. See if there's anything wrong or otherwise.
Perfect. Make a force check or perception check, your choice. Nice. So yeah, with kind of that bolstered sense of the planet, you really feel that strength of the force flow through you. You reach out and kind of move your own presence kind of further from the planet, further through space. It takes you some time, but you do feel your master's presence. And as you kind of feel him, you feel rage, just white hot rage. He is alive. He's probably not well, but you can't kind of. You know he's fighting something, and you could tell that he is not happy about it. He's calling on the dark side for kind of both his own power, but you can tell there's natural rage in there that's driving him.
Just gonna be sitting back.
I'll just kind of, as I come out of that, turn to the others and just say, well, our assistants might be a little hung up. I sense great anger with wherever he is, and I think they're having troubles with their arrival. But unfortunately, I don't imagine that there's anything we can do about it.
Noru's just gonna chuckle to himself. He's like, "You sense anger from Sif." I never would have guessed. They seem so peaceful. But yeah, all right. So for the time being, do we want to check this planet out on our own?
Yeah, I don't see a reason to wait up.
Well, we
And
got
yeah.
no reinforcements.
I think
It's fine.
I
Unknown
think
planet, magic things. It's good. Let's check
We
it
have
out.
a rain core.
I know.
Will's probably right though. That like, what are we gonna do? Sit here,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
hanging out,
there's
right?
not-
Yeah. Yeah, and so Ping would just interject and say anything that's gonna challenge him is gonna wipe us out. So we're better off just moving forward.
Oh, you
Just as
little
long
face.
as it's not. Can I got a sense of what he was feeling. What he's dealing with. Is there any tinge of recognition of what that is? That maybe it's something of experienced recently?
Definitely. Give me an insight check on that too.
Okay. Oh, that's not. It's not a strong suit. No, very not a strong suit.
Yeah.
You almost feel overpowered by the rage. The only thing that may stand out a bit is you see that there is a bit of fear behind the rage. Not much, almost barely noticeable, but you do feel that this could be through fear, through anger, but you do feel just a tiny bit of fear behind that rage.
Okay. I've definitely not been playing my -1 intelligence as much as I should have, so this will be a prime opportunity to say, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Does Ping still feel hunted?
You do. So you do feel. You don't feel like though. Actually, give me a force check or perception as well.
All right. I'll do another force. Oh, sorry, I didn't have advantage on that.
Oh, nice. Still the 21 to play. Yeah, so you kind of reach out. You still feel hunted. You still feel them looking for you, but they feel farther away. Nihilus feels as far away from you as you felt since his mark has been on you. You don't feel any of his assassins close. Now you know that they can hide themselves in the force, but you're pretty confident that at least they're not close to you, and they're probably not on this planet, if you would guess.
Cool.
Perfect. So what's the crew doing?
Can I have a reminder again of what our specific task is here? We have the weapon, right? Or was this where?
This is where you find the weapon.
That's okay. That's what we're here for. The weapon. All right.
Mhm.
Now, anyone have any ideas on where to start looking?
You said
We
something.
say it's always the last place you look.
Should we try to reach out with the force and try to see
mean,
if we can find any places of note?
I believe that we got a pretty strong sense, right?
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of you guys felt the pull of a temple, kind of one of the main, kind of the largest temple, and you felt a strong force presence, kind of almost urging you that way.
Yeah, I usually never feel these things, but we should check over there.
Yeah, like Ping looks around and I see like everyone looking at the temple, and I'm just like, maybe we should go to the temple.
Yes, yes, the
Uh,
temple. Yes.
We've
I-
had such good luck with them in the past.
I know. Something's either trying to kill us, or we get sent off somewhere. Or we get, or something tries to kill us.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. What's
Well,
the
you guys are
worst?
able to make your way to the temple. You find a small clearing, easily able to land the ship. And as you guys approach, I'll put it up on the map. You kind of see this structure ahead of you. So, kind of large columns around. You see this almost pool-looking like substance in front of you, and you see a kind of a little path down, down kind of beneath the temple, further in. But one of the things that strikes you most as you approach is you feel a familiar presence. You kind of feel it kind of form around you for a bit, and you feel this is that call through the Force. Then you see it take shape. You see the Mandalorian armor appear. You see the big four arms kind of take shape out of the Force. And you hear your old friend's voice.
Uh-oh.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Hello?
You will not believe the day I have had. So I died. Actually, first, how are you all?
I was about to say, I was like, it's been one day. It's been a month at least.
I'm kind of irrelevant where I've been.
You lose track of time in the Force.
I think this is the Force. I could be a ghost. That's probably the Force. Alright. How have you been?
I'm doing good. I got your lightsaber.
Nice.
Gil, it's good to see you. I think.
I'm just
I guess.
I'm just confused.
But hey, so we have somebody new along with us. This is Izalith.
No, please do not do it.
So awkward.
Isolus, introduce yourself.
Angela just looks at
I
this.
Introduce
feel like you
yourself to
two
Gil.
would get along.
As a DM, I hate doing that. So
Yeah.
That's always the worst.
Gil looks at the Rancor, gives a thumbs up. Rancor. Nice. Okay, let's get straight to it. So you know how after I died, well, I died. After that, I don't know what happened. I don't know if this is death, this is purgatory. I had an honorable Mandalorian death, but if something about the Jedi got in the way of that, I don't know what this is. But it's let me go around, see some stuff, and I got to see some stuff. And I know some things now. The guys that are coming after us, well, you guys, what's ahead over here? I think it's over here. And what they're doing to the Force. So, I'm gonna let you pick. Bad news, worse news, even worse news. Which one do you want? Which
I
one do
lean
you
over
want?
to Ren real quick and be like, somehow Gil has returned.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Come on, hurry! I don't know how much time
He
I have
hasn't been
before I
laid
just
to rest.
turn to
I need
mist
to
again.
bury his shotgun.
Yeah, we did a
Hey.
perfectly good burial for you. Poured our hearts
Shouldn't they
out.
do?
I thought I'd just move on. But here, I've just seen things, man. Tell me, which one you want to hear first? You
Yeah,
got three
Ping
options.
Ping is just shaking his head and be like, out of all the Jedis, he's the one who figured it out.
Right?
We'll hear the bad news first, Gil.
Okay, bad news. What's something else? So you know when Revan did what he did to Malachor.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
It turns out I think they survived. Bad
Malachor or
Malachor 5.
well, no, but who?
So the guys here that's hunting us, them,
Okay, yes.
they came from Malachor 5. Something
Yes.
happened at Malachor 5 when the mass shadow generator was unleashed to it, and they're I don't know how to explain this, man. Listen. So you know the statement: if it bleeds, it can die.
Well, what if it doesn't bleed?
Not the point. They're basically that for the force. They're the force bleeding. It's like you cut open the force. It's a wound. It's a wound in the force. They're a wound in the force. And
You bled, didn't you, Gil?
yes, and I died. Yes. Do I bleed still?
Just like poking themselves.
Not the time.
You just
They're a wound in the force. They're a big hole, and now they're like taking the force into that hole. They're like, I think they're eating it. They're using the force. They're hollowing out the force. They're okay. So you know when you get a good glass of blue milk.
Yeah.
Just
Never
attempting
cared-
his
never
best to
cared for
like
this stuff.
to describe like this very like existential dread power, just like
Blue milk.
It's just like I think he's trying to describe something like an existential threat, but at the same time, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah. Ping looks completely lost and he just goes, man, I missed you, Gil.
They're a hole. That's what they are in the force.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
Okay,
We need to plug the hole.
so
Maybe.
Gil just looks so confused, just like
All I know is I've seen some stuff. I don't know how to explain that stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Serious question. Have you tried to just go in the hole?
You know, I thought about doing it, then I realized I probably couldn't walk back out. Probably take notice. They probably. Okay, so. That was the bad news and the worst news. Even worse news. There's a temple here that you need to go to. I think.
Okay.
Now, all I know is I've kept an eye on you guys, I've kept an eye on you guys. It's like a bunch of ants running around and fast forward, on the hollow bit. It's crazy. So, whatever's in that temple, I looked at it for you. All I have to say is there's some tribes. There's a martial art one. And the rest I had a hard time focusing on because there was a martial arts one. I think there was one about knowledge or art. Maybe they were the same, different. There was healing.
he's like,
Sound really confident
counting
about
on
that
his
one.
fingers, like trying to see exactly like how many he like like how many there actually were.
can I
Listen,
roll
I
to
was
try to
interested in one
decipher
of
what
them.
he's saying?
You guys can roll a lore check if you like, as he kind of lists off the different names as well.
Okay.
He is
Wait,
he
that's
is
not with
struggling to
advantage.
list off all the stuff he's learned, or no.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Somehow Red is the most knowledgeable about kind of ancient Jedi. I forgot how you pronounce it, lore. You probably actually Ren probably spent time researching on the way to Tython, and learned quite a bit about kind of the ancient Jedi, and one of the things that they were known for is they had different temples that embodied different aspects. So the Jedi were not like the traditional Jedi, where they weren't kind of devoted directly to the light side of the Force. They had a more balanced perspective, and they also kind of used the Force more intertwined with their life than the Jedi did. So they had different temples, like Gil had mentioned, like the one to the forge, one to the martial arts, one to knowledge, one to the arts, as well as one to healing. Uh, and they used kind of their Padawans, but they had a different name for it. One thing I love the Jedi stories, but I wish they just did different names rather than weird pronunciations and spellings of these words.
Yeah.
Because that way I could like see or hear a difference to it, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They sent their Padawans basically around the temples, and they picked up different skills and things like that they would need to learn from the different aspects before they'd be promoted to I forget what the Jedi's knights were, but to basically their knighthood. So with this temple of the Gil kind of explaining a bit too, there will be some trials you guys will have that'll mimic kind of different aspects of the temple. And kind of for game ramifications, one of you guys will be picked to kind of go against each trial, and kind of how you perform there. We'll see kind of what you guys get.
Okay. Lovely.
So on
This
a
has never
very
gone bad
random
before.
note, I love Star Wars and I love the lore, but they should have picked a different name rather than just picking like an apostrophe and calling it one like I.
Yeah.
And
No,
it's literally
they
spelled
also-
the same with an
they also-
apostrophe.
They also added another eye.
Oh, okay, it's two
Jedi.
eyes.
Two eyes.
Two eyes, yeah.
I think it's
so
like
annoying,
Hawaii,
yeah.
Jedi.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's so hard to pronounce.
Pronouncing it. I think you were pronouncing it right correctly. I watched a YouTube video and they had to pronounce it the same way. I
Okay.
think it's like Jedi or something like they really.
Yeah. Just pick a different name. Like just-
Naming conventions in
Yeah.
most sci-fi worlds are less than stellar.
Yeah, that was a quite lazy moment in the director moment. Yeah.
Yeah, because people will know what you mean. Like if they're dedicated enough to go read a Star Wars comic or book, they can pick up on that. These are the ancient Jedi without having a
Mhm.
random name tied to it. Oh, but yeah, so that'll basically be the trials, and then actually, I'll let Ool if you want to finish up.
Gil, you mean?
Or not Ool,
I
Gil.
think-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gil just like trying his best to explain all this, just like almost hysterical, just as he's going through it, starting to fade, just like, oh no, okay, it's happening again, I don't know if this is what you get when you die. I think I don't know if like I said, I don't know. It's very good day. Good to see you guys again. Bury my stuff, maybe that'll help me. Just don't die, please, don't die. Oh no, oh. Fade to nothing.
I'm just gonna like throw my Gil's lightsaber back in the pond. Just be like, hey. It's like, we had a nice burial for you, and you had to go and ruin it.
Yeah, I'm still lost because I got so stuck on Gil trying to count to 4 with using all 4 hands.
There a fifth one? A leg?
Perfect. That's what you guys doing next? After you see Gil just disappear, kind of going
Wow.
back to wherever he is in the Force. You still kind of feel calm.
That made me sweat.
I have no idea what just happened. I just say around, Anyone get that feeling?
Was that a ghost?
More trouble in a temple, it seems like,
Yeah,
as we anticipated.
maybe I'm getting hyper space sick. I don't know. Okay.
Radiation got to you guys a little bit more than you thought.
yeah, something like that. But my hallucination of Gil said we gotta do some game show-esque thing, so
You're not coming down with Corellia 19, are you, Ren?
I hope not. I'll wear my helmet. Ugh,
Isla's
yeah,
just like,
Is it
when did
social
we sleep
distancing?
last?
Is it social distancing if they're outside of the ship?
I think so. Yeah. Let's I guess go through. You said it was in like the temple, yeah?
It is.
Yeah.
Uh, Sweet. I'm gonna throw a point of inspiration on that one for Islith and or not Islith, Gil. Gil's because that's exactly how Gil would come back in the force. So that was fun. That was
Come in screaming, leave screaming.
Oh, sweet. You guys are able to, after probably taking a bit to collect yourselves and do a little quick radiation check, you are able to make your way down the stairs into the temple. And one of the things you guys notice, this whole planet is like the force concentrated, but the temple is like if somebody mainlined force into your veins. You feel it is stronger than you've ever felt it. And you guys will actually have a D4 of bless, or not bless, what do they call it in this one? You basically have a D4 to any roll that you guys make while within the temple, just due to kind of connection with the force, just really almost sinking through you right now with kind of everything going on. But you do eventually make your way down into the temple, and you see it's almost overrun in a sense, but you almost see it almost in two different ways. So you see it kind of through your more mundane way through your eyes with an overrun temple with vines and cracking stones, just really a structure that looks like it has been neglected or abandoned for hundreds of years. But you do see kind of almost or feel however your connection to the force flows through you see just strength in the force. You almost see how it was back when numerous padawans and masters ran through its halls, and just kind of see kind of what it was like in its heyday, almost alongside of where it is now. As you guys go down within, you do eventually come to what looks to be a main hall, and you see five different rooms spread out around you. And within, you see different markings. And for the markings look foreign to you at first, kind of as you look through them just with your regular eyes. But as you do look through the force, you see kind of kind of their meaning becomes clear. Through the first door on the left, you see numerous Padawans kind of rushing forward, geared up. You see them sparring and kind of clashing, and you see them just kind of going through just kind of a different martial arts styles as they perfect the force through their own physical body. To the right of that, you do see kind of numerous kind of students learning both about anatomy as well as the force and how they can bend the force to be able to create healing within those who have suffered. You also see to the right of that different kind of looks like a different style of Jedi using the art, using the Force to create art. Some playing music, some playing, making great paintings, just kind of letting the Force flow through them, and rather than combat or healing, kind of letting it create something beautiful. And you also see to the right of that different Jedi scholars just going through, gathering the knowledge of Tython and some surrounding worlds, and bringing it back to create a master library and kind of using the Force to enhance their knowledge. And to the right of that, you see the last room, which even with this one, probably without the force aiding you, you probably would have guessed the symbol. You see a large hammer and a forge. And you guys would know, or at least Ren would have told you that the ancient Jedi didn't use sabers; they used swords, and they forged a lot of their own equipment using the force to really kind of hone their blades or really almost make their weapons personal to them, and that a lot of the great Jedi forges on Tython were used to build pretty wondrous things, from ships to blades to armor to trinkets, just all imbued with the power of the Force. You guys would know from Gil and just can almost sense too that through each of those doors, even with the temple long deserted, the power of the Force clings pretty closely. that there will be some type of trial that you would face, kind of related to each of those kind of attributes, and that trial would be something you would need to face alone. So, out of game terms, you guys will be able to pick which one you guys want to do. And one person will need to do each. So you guys can kind of select the five. And the five, once again, are knowledge, healing, the forge, martial arts, and the regular and arts. And you guys can kind of pick which way you want to go with it.
Knowledge, healing, the.
Uh,
Go ahead.
so knowledge, healing, the forge, martial arts, and then like artistic endeavors.
Forge sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, I was either gonna go for that or knowledge. I'm not sure. If you're gonna go for the force, then I'll go for knowledge.
And then the forge again. What was that?
They craft like weapons.
Crafting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Healing. Knowledge,
Yeah.
art,
Probably-
and martial
We'll
arts.
probably would lean towards the artistic.
I guess I'll take whatever is left.
Well, there's still martial arts. There's still
Or that one.
martial arts, and there's still medicine.
I think Islith called healing.
Yeah.
Is a healing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Ren, you were thinking knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge or the forge, but I
Okay.
think Nora's got the forge.
Noru the forge.
I'm down unless you want to swap, Ren.
It's up to you. I don't
Uh,
care
uh,
either.
I mean, I've crafted.
You're probably our brains of the outfit, Ren.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Ping, as well though. I'd imagine you're pretty solid in the wisdom realm, or are you leaning the
Yeah.
other way?
I'm probably not the greatest in the wisdom realm, but I
Okay.
probably better than most.
I don't think we have much wisdom in the party at all.
I think probably just Isolith is probably the highest in that
Wisest.
category.
Well, healing and that are both the same. So
Mhm. Just thinking if knowledge, wisdom comes a little bit with knowledge as well, but
Knowledge
so
is
with that, martial and artistic, Ping, if you leaned one way or the other, I kind of do the same.
I would probably stay away from martial arts. That's definitely not something
Okay.
Ping is going to excel at.
what?
Then I will. I can do that because I definitely would. I should say.
You're not the kung fu master, Ping.
Well, I have been known in my day to bust out my lightsaber.
Funny.
All right, so I think we've got it. So sounds like Noru's gonna take the forge, Isolith healing, Ren knowledge, Ul martial arts, and then Ping is gonna do the arts. I guess I'm doing martial arts next to arts. I gotta space those two out. But am I mute still?
No, we
Nope.
can.
No, we
Okay,
can.
sweet. Muted myself to cough, but sweet. So who wants to go first?
I can.
Alright. Sweet. So you go through the doors, you're kind of moving this great lumbering stone door ahead of you, and you see it close behind you. And for a moment, you see just through kind of the regular eyes, you see just what looks to be books that have long since decayed and just kind of gone back to nothingness pretty much. But as you see it through the force again, you see kind of a bustling repository of knowledge. You see kind of older, almost you see books, but even like a precursor to holocrons, kind of floating around, and you see coming towards you, an older master, kind of gray hair, just a little hobble to his step. Looks to be human. You'd guess probably late 80s, early 90s. Just really time's done a number on him. You can clearly tell he's a force ghost. Comes and hobbles up next to you, and he kind of looks up to you and goes, it's been a long time since we've seen a student. Welcome to the Temple of Knowledge. What have you come to seek, young Padawan?
I come to seek a weapon to defend myself.
You see, he kind of nods and goes, this is the way of the world. Always looking for a weapon when the greatest weapon, and you see him kind of poke his cane at your head, is the knowledge between your own brain. uh, but students never change. It is for the teachers to change the students. So you must prove your knowledge to me. And then I will let you pass through, and maybe you will find a weapon that you seek. Is that fair? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Aye,
Sounds great to me.
You see, he kind of goes, even in this holler is force ghost form. He takes a seat, and kind of books and holocrons swirl around him through the force vision that you were seeing. And he kind of gives Ren an appraising look, and he kind of waves for her to stand in front of him. And he kind of leans forward and goes, well, we'll have three questions for you, Ren. You will need to answer these three, and if so, I will impart my knowledge. If you get to 2 out of 3, we will call that a win. You younglings, we have lower standards for you all than for my generation, but hey, what can I say? So you see him lean forward, and he kind of almost appraises you, and you feel his presence through the force, kind of looking through you and kind of looking almost like almost reading you like a book. And if you would like to stop him, you can make a wisdom save if you like to as well.
Nah, I feel like this is meant to happen, and Ren would probably recognize that. Like, we're just gonna let this happen.
Perfect. So you kind of see him. He stares at you for quite a long while. And then he kind of leans back. And he looks first at your armor. And he goes, that is very good armor, very well forged. Uh, Very interesting. Yeah, it seems your people like to work with this armor, this metal. Tell me more. Tell me about this Beskar. Tell me how this works.
Oh gosh. Jeez. Yeah, it is a ancestral metal, I suppose you could say it. To outsiders, it's very difficult to understand how our culture has formed, not around it, but with it. We forge our armor, sometimes even our implements, and like she'll show her like little claws. It's it's a bond that is difficult to understand to those who haven't grown up with it.
See, he nods and goes, it seems a wonder strength for those who don't have the Force. But for a Force user like you, a young Padawan, to wear armor and that is intriguing. That is intriguing. He goes, that was an easy one. You get a free one. I was just curious about your armor and this metal that seems to be so common amongst your people, so I couldn't resist asking. But the other one was going to be a little more challenging, my friend.
Oh, gosh.
He goes, I'm interested in your people. I never encountered them when I still walked the plains. Who was this first Mandalore? Who created your people?
No. Okay.
And I'll let you make a lore check for this one.
I'd love that, yeah. I'm like, I used to know this,
Gotta get
but
on that Wikipedia stat.
I know, I was like, no, I'm not gonna cheat.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Rin actually Rin doesn't need to think hard. Rin knows her history. And she kind of goes, and I gotta find it in my notes myself. oh, oh no, it's super easy too. Now I feel bad. So Rin kind of just says it's easy. The Mandalore the First. The Mandalore.
Oh, well,
Oh
like,
my.
yeah.
I guess
Who was the first? Ah,
I
yes,
could have guessed that one,
Mandalore.
but you
And
know.
I wrote that down and forgot it too, so that says something. I wrote that.
Overthinking things as always,
thought
but
you were just gonna say it was Mandalore.
it was Mandalore. Full stop.
Perfect. Well, you see the Force Ghost kind of nods and goes, "Oh yeah, people aren't creative, if anything."
Yeah.
She kind of looks on and goes, or he looks on and goes, "Well, the Force, as you know, it can show the past, the present, the future. It all blends together. Uh, this is another question that you may or may not know, but it does relate to your people. And you see him kind of lean in and go, why or how did Revan defeat your people? Why do you feel your people lost the war?"
Man, is this? I don't remember the lore for this. Is this just a personal question? Am I gonna?
You can take it either way. So if you want to do a lore, we can do a lore roll and get some information. Or if you want to kind of play it off of Ren's own feelings,
Phone
go
a
for
friend?
that
Can you phone a friend?
too. Have Gil pop back up and say they
Yeah.
lost.
Hey Gil, what do you think? I mean, I will. Knowing that I at least already have two, I'm gonna sort of just play it by ear. Even though I forget the lore, I'm gonna be like, I think his, I don't know. I think his lust for power and the dark side just overtook him. His feelings clouded his vision, and the Mandalorians as a people sometimes struggle with that, but I feel as though in times of conflict they thrive.
You see, he nods and goes, this Revan seems interesting. It seems he has lost his way, but he's done great and terrible things with the Force. But he looks over to you and says, well, that was an honest answer, so I will let you through. But remember, weapons are what you make of them. Your knowledge is remember of your people, your history, and what you bring to the Force are what you truly can bring to bear as a Jedi. Do not erase the past to embrace the future. And you see him kind of nod, and you see the vision dissipate, and you see a room that kind of almost curved, kind of curved around the library, another door, and you see that door open.
Oh, okay. I'll walk through.
Perfect. Who wants to go next?
I can take a shot at it.
Perfect. And you were doing arts, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. So you walk through the door, and you see kind of what looks to be through the regular world, it looks just to be decrepit. You see kind of a wide open space with just cracked stone vines flowing around it. One of the things you do notice, though, is with this temple built into the ground, there wasn't much natural light as you guys came down. But as you go through the kind of the studio door, you do see a pretty ornate. Would probably look like there used to be a window there, but now it's just kind of open to the elements. And it has a pretty good view of the surrounding mountains and temples and scenery kind of around. So kind of something cool to peer out and create your art. And as you walk through, similar to what happened to Ren, you see kind of what it was in its heyday, with many different Jedi kind of going through and using the Force to enhance the art. Some using the Titan telekinesis to play instruments that wouldn't work for for kind of regular hands, and people making kind of insane paintings that only the kind of the true vision of the Force would allow. And you see kind of a looks to be a probably would guess a Cathar or some type of descendant from the Cathars, or ancestors of the Cathars walk up. You see that she's got a pretty ornate-looking robe with multiple colors strewn about it, and she kind of looks to you and goes, "Young one, you have come. What has brought you to me?"
Uh, so Ping would just respond, say, well, we seek the answer to whatever is trying to kill the Force.
Uh, you see her kind of nod and goes, "The Force can be a thing of great beauty and great destruction. Something truly remarkable, almost a work of art in itself. And for something to seek to destroy it, there's no greater travesty." She goes, "Well, my friend, before I can let you pass to where our knowledge is kept, you will have to prove to me that you will keep the arts alive within your soul." As you see her kind of give a nod to you and kind of say, "The arts vary from person to person. It's not for one to say what their art is, but for the other person to choose for themselves. So I want you to show me what your art is, and if I find it worthy, I will pass you along."
Yeah, I look, and is there maybe like a canvas I can project the Force on, or create an art, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. So there's so as you guys kind of see through the force vision, there's canvases around. There's different supplies. You know, they're probably not there in the material world, but you can definitely interact with them with the force as of now. And you kind of just see them kind of hovering around. You see different instruments as well. Just numerous things they can kind of bring to bear.
Yeah, so I start to kind of take a blank canvas and project onto it like a scene from one of my favorite cantinas in Corellia, and it's not necessarily like a very fancy place, but it's definitely nice. And I start to project on it about kind of all the nice ridges and the nice symmetry and how the different cultures blend together in such a world. So you can kind of see like the very symmetrical aspects from what you'd consider kind of the higher end class of Corellia, but at the same time, you can see some of the harder and more rigid lines from some of the outer realm areas that have come up through the hierarchy in a much more kind of violent or uh, challenging way. And I kind of paint how all of this blends into one seamless aspect, and how a lot of people kind of brush over those details. And I go, that is what makes the finer things in life. And I kind of keep projecting on about how it's not necessarily about the bright guild and the money, but rather of kind of how you get there. And
Nice. You see, she kind of looks odd. And you see her smiling broadly as you show the different kind of segments of Corellia coming together. Just not really focused on money, just almost interacting with all segments of life. And she smiles and goes, "I would not have guessed it, but you do have an artist's soul. Uh, that that is beautiful. That is the way the force should be. A tapestry with all woven in, the powerful, the weak, the rich, the poor. They all serve the force, whether they know it or not. And if there are beings seeking to destroy it, that is incomprehensible. You, my friend, I do not need to test you further. You have what you need." And you see the door open up. And I'm gonna throw you a point of inspiration too for that. That was really good.
and so Ping will nod and head on in.
Sweet. Sweet. Who's next?
I'll give it a go.
Perfect. So you walk through, and you feel, kind of same thing. It looks to be pretty broken down. You see, like what used to be a pretty large forge in front of you. The coals are long since kind of lost their flame. You see a lot of stones surrounding the area, and just a big chimney kind of piped through the walls. But as you go through, you see it kind of bustling back into its heyday. Smoke going billowing out. Numerous apprentices forging their blades for the first time. Others making just pieces of armor, some trinkets, some farming utensils, some even working together to forge the early Jedi's starships as well. You see kind of a big burly Zarakian walk out towards you, and he kind of gruffly says, "Well, what brings you to my forge?"
Just a quick question, just for my
Hmm?
clarification. Is this like the visage of them, like a projection of them doing this, like them hammering, like an anvil or doing that stuff, or are they actually forging weapons?
So it's like, yeah, so they're force ghosts pretty much.
Okay.
So they're not like forging anything, but they you kind of see them in there, kind of what they'd be doing in their
Yeah,
day
so
day.
it's like an empty workshop, but you're just seeing like the visage of people like working. Just
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, you
So,
just
so
don't
through the
see
force, you
any.
kind of see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. All right. I just wanted to visualize. So with the Zabrak, I'm going to speak Zabrakian, and I'm going to greet him and uh, um compliment his forge. Just saying that you have a very nice forge. It must have been very successful. Um,
You see him kind of go, yeah. I've had many apprentices through the days. We forged from the mightiest blades to the fastest starships. We've soared the stars and fought evil on multiple planets and spread the word of the Jedi, all using things that have come through my forge.
yeah, I can see that. I can imagine that a lot of great weapons must have been made here.
Uh, you guys, many have come through our doors and brought peace as well as destruction. You kind of see him shake his head and goes, the danger of a weapon master, a forge master, you never know what your implements will be used for. We always tried to make them so that peace may prosper, but sometimes aggression needed to take place. It is always the dual edge of a sword. But, young apprentice, what can I help you with today?
I am looking for a weapon to help fight um, a threat to the Force.
You see him nod and goes, uh, I've seen this threat, this wound that would devour the Force. Uh, but before I can let you through, you must pass my test. You see kind of the vision of the Forge flare, and kind of a bustle almost increases. He goes, for any that must pass through my doors must have the heart of an artisan, one who can build and create something, bring something new into life. And he goes, my forge is yours. What would you bring into this world?
I will bring a. I would forge. I would forge a weapon to fight um, the encroaching darkness of this threat to the Force.
You see him nod and says, there's always room for a weapon. He goes and leans back and says, well, my forge is yours. Uh, Use it how you see fit. And basically, so you see numerous tools around, kind of mimicking the tools you are familiar with, artificer's tools, some of the ones for more traditional smithing. So basically, you can kind of go through, so roll whichever proficiency you'd like if you have any of the tools yourselves, and you kind of see kind of what you can bring into being.
I'm happy because I actually am proficient in artisans implements. So I'm going to use or is it? Oh, artificer. I'm artificer. So I'm going to be using artificer. Okay, turn off advantage. Artificer. Okay.
Nice. So what do you build? Or okay, what do you use? Kind of the spectral force images to build.
I'm going to try to build a kind of like based off of what I'm seeing, like try to build an old, like an old school sword. the way that the Jedi made them. Just something kind of to be respectful to the forge and what it was made for, and to try to make something that that you would have seen the Jedi forge.
Perfect. So you are able to kind of build your mastery in the Force and your knowledge of these tools and create a wicked-looking blade through the Force. And you see him kind of go through and kind of nod and kind of hold it appraisingly, the spectral image. And he goes, ah, good lines, solid folds. This is well made, apprentice. You have done your duty. I feel confident that even though you choose not to uh, to honor the old ways with your traditional weapon, that you know the old ways and you could forge a blade. Uh, you have passed my test. And you see he kind of gestures in the door, kind of same thing, curving into the left, deeper into the temple, opens, and he goes, remember, while the force can be used to attack, to defend, it can also be used to build. Uh, Many of the starships in our day, homes or temples, were built through master artisans of the force. Do not let those ways die. And you see kind of gestures through, and then you see the world go back to the more mundane view.
As an aside, I totally want to build one now. I was just like, okay, all right, all right, on to the next door.
Perfect. And so I think it's just Ul left. Ul, you're up. Oh, or is left. Ul and Islet
Yeah,
are up.
Islet.
So what do you guys?
I'll go up next.
All right.
If that's all right.
Perfect. So you proceed through, and you kind of saw numerous students when you approach learning about the healing arts. And when you come into the room, there are numerous stone beds kind of scattered throughout, and they look to be chipped and weathered as you come through. But as you come through the door, yours is a little different than some of the others. You see numerous people suffering as you come through. So you see some suffering from looks to be stab or blaster wounds, some suffering from illnesses, and you see kind of a little chadra fan walk through. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but you see her kind of toddle through, and she looks up to you and says sincerely, well, you have chosen the path of healing. And one of the truths and sadness of the world is that a healer's work has never done. No matter how much you heal, there are always more to heal. And she looks to you and asks, but what has brought you to me, apprentice?
Real fast, I gotta ask: was Iceland able to get Kirk through the door?
This is a big door, we'll say, so you were able to fit Kirk with you.
Got it. That's going to be important with how Isolith approaches this. So she will say, what I have seen of the galaxy amongst the stars, unfortunately, it is damaged. I do not know much, but what I can tell is that there are those hunting with the capabilities of magics, and they have done near irreparable damage to the galaxy at large. And I say near irreparable. It can be healed once those who hunt us have been dealt with. And I would like to aid in that when the time comes.
You see her kind of nod, the little Charger fan, and goes, yes, you understand. A healer's work is never done, and those who seek to devour have created many wounds across the galaxy that will need to be healed. A titan of a task, one that one must be prepared for as well. And you see her kind of look and gesture behind you to the rows of sick and dying, from some from wounds, some from illnesses, and just spread throughout. And she looks and says, healers can choose their path, but being able to understand when and where to intervene is crucial, because the work never ends. How do you approach the healing? How would you save these in front of you?
To be a little bit cheeky, Islith will say, I will not approach it alone. As what she's going to be doing, she's gonna have Kirk help her. She's going to be going over each of these individuals, rolling. Oh, I'm not proficient in medicine. Uh-oh. Uh, looking over these individuals and trying to identify exactly what is wrong with them, and then have Kirk come in afterwards, and after like communicating to Kirk, go over and help them as she is moving over to the next person to identify what is wrong. Basically, just moving through, keeping everybody okay, everybody alive.
Perfect. Is Kirk using the Force, or how's he helping?
Absolutely the fool.
Okay, I was about to, wanted to
Oh
make
wait,
sure.
actually, he's got a 3 modifier to medicine. So, let me actually see here. Now he's using the 4.
Okay. All right. So give me a medicine check for Ren. I mean, a medicine check for Islith, and then a force check for Kirk.
I'm gonna be using. I want to say I want to use Defiant for that Battle Kirk's thing, so I don't know how bad this is gonna go. I'll use Defiant.
All right. Perfect.
Iceland,
Roll.
she's not. She hasn't read a lot on modern medicine in the galaxy. This is Dathomirian style. Herbal remedies.
That definitely makes sense. Let's see how well Kirk is able to work some of his force healing. And is he, because he has some force healing spells too, right?
Oh yeah. He has heal, give life. Let's see, seethe.
See,
Seethe.
perfect.
Ah!
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Eventually, the joke had to stop with the smart Rancor. At the end of the day, Kirk is still a Rancor with spikes on his armor that may or may not have just impaled a ghost.
He goes to put his hand in the ghost and just squish.
Oh no.
CPR.
CPR. Yeah.
Push.
So you see the Charger fan just looking like this is just like kind of nodding along as this went through. Probably little hits of disapproval here and there, but nothing too damning. But as she sees the Rancor toddle along behind her, just bumping patient beds and kind of disrupting the Force Ghost, even in their kind of on their beds, you see the Charger fan just shake her head and go. That is not the way, young one. To heal
I'm
you.
new to this. And so is he. Can I roll a deception?
I am not new to this.
No, this,
You can definitely try roll deception. You can try.
this is more of a personal thing to Slith, just not wanting her bride hurt that badly.
You
Just like, we're new to this. No, you're not.
You see the Charger fan shake her head again and kind of click her tongue like. Not only are you a bad physician, you are a bad liar. That is just that is sad. But and you kind of see her look and kind of lean towards you and go. Many who have crossed my halls have not come in as well as they have left. Are you willing to learn?
Isolus will take a look at Kirk. Motion for him to step away wherever he's doing. Take a look back at her and give a sincere nod.
Perfect. So you see, she kind of walks towards you. You feel her touch your head, and give me a Constitution saving throw.
I have a 0 modifier.
Oh my god.
I've not been rolling hot.
Oh, that is ugly. So you feel her knowledge flowing
New
through you.
dice.
You see the different ways she's treated the many injuries. You kind of see how she would have treated the person that had been stabbed. You see how she would have treated the blaster burns. You see how she'd have treated the diseases. And this all flows through you in an instant. But the bad thing is, getting this much knowledge this quickly, it takes a toll. You have with two levels of exhaustion that you take as you feel just this knowledge rushing through you. You do have advantage on your next two medical rolls if you ever need to make them. So write that down. So you got advantage on two medicine rolls, but you do have two levels of exhaustion as well.
Will that cancel that out?
I was about to say, I was like, man, what if Isolus just gets entombed in here for all of time?
Just-
It's just like, 6 come in, 5 leave. Huh?
All right, we'll just bring back
Actually, it'd
Gil.
probably be 6
He
come
seems
in,
available.
4 leave, because... Actually, no, Kirk would probably survive this. Where is
The exhaustion stacks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. So you've got level 2 you have
One slow
half
level.
speed, and then with level 1 you have disadvantage on checks. So like if you
Yeah.
make like a stealth check or things like that.
I'm looking
It's
for-
technically reduced speed by 15 feet.
Oh yeah, I forgot
yeah,
that they do it this way for the
Yep, have speed, disadvantage on ability checks is what it says on the sheet.
Sweet. So actually it may matter for you because you have monk speed. So just minus 15, so you'll probably still have like 20 at least, probably.
Yeah. Oh, actually, wait. It just hit me. It may be too late to throw this out there, but with how Kirk and Islith have a force bond, can I roll a Constitution save with Kirk to give advantage to another not another, but to give advantage on that Constitution save for Islith?
Unfortunately, not on that one, because this one is definitely with the charge of fed focusing the force through poor Islith.
Yeah, that is rough right there. But Islith, after just being floored for a minute, will get up, shake her head, and very sincerely thank her. Or, I don't know what the charge of fan is. Is it?
Oh, they're like the little. Let me get a picture for them. They're like these little mousy type creatures. Let me see. Charge of fan.
Kind of like bat-like almost.
Yeah, I got like a bat mouse. Let me post this picture in there. I like them. They're weird, and one of the ones I always read about, and I like forget that they're like really small until you see a picture of them. So I'm not sure if that'll.
Oh yeah, they
post.
literally have like a bat face. They literally have that like, and they're kind of hunched over. I remember because of like the Darth Maul book.
Oh, yo, those guys. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
them from KOTOR 2.
Yeah.
The Pizak thing.
It's, so as you thank her, you see her kind of give you a nod and says, "I will always teach those who wish to learn. Remember, even if you leave here, the healer's work is never done. So continue to learn." And you see her kind of shake her head at you again and say, "But if you look to heal, probably leave your beast outside." And then with that, the door
he can learn.
opens.
He can learn. As
She doesn't mean it. She doesn't mean it.
Just like patting
Rough.
Kirk. You
Just see little
just like, you
rancor
did well.
tears.
as they head towards the door.
Just rancor tears.
Perfect. Ul, you are last up, and you, as you approach, you see just numerous people clashing, different martial arts styles being shown, and you see kind of a mixture of people kind of fighting each other, kind of sparring to improve their skills, and some just kind of doing their forms on their own. You can see kind of moving and kind of slowly going through the different functions. You can almost feel the force wrapped up around them as they blend their movements and skills within the force to kind of almost make a beauty of their different martial skills. When you approach, though, you see a human. He's got kind of a long ponytail, some scars on him as well. You see he's got a blade on his hip, but the things that stands out to you is he's got two pretty wicked-looking knucklers on his fist. And he kind of gives you a look and goes, "What brings you into my dojo?"
I'm here to seek out a way to take down a great evil.
You see him nod and goes, "Yeah, that's the way to go." A lot of my other fellow masters, they do devote themselves to different facets of the Force, but when there's ever something big and dangerous coming up, something trying to end the Force itself, sometimes you just gotta hit it. Then hit it again, and then hit it until it's done. So, I'm glad you're here in my dojo. Uh, Everybody's path through the martial arts is different, but I have two different ways you can go through. He kind of looks. You kind of see him cracking his knuckles and says, "Hey, we can have a little tussle, see if you can get past me and see if you can pin me. Or you can just showcase your martial skills on your own, show me some of your forms, and I can sort of see how you kind of flow into them as well. So if you want to tussle, let me know. But otherwise, you can showcase your skills and kind of flow into the forms and show how the force moves you."
Would yourself or any of your fellow practitioners here be up for a spar with a blade?
You see, he nods and goes, "Yeah." He goes, not the same as back in the day, but I never turned down a good fight with the blade." And you see he kind of unsheaths his blade, and you see it's pretty long, wicked-looking great sword. And he goes, "This is the beauty to forge." And you kind of see him give you a small bow and say, "Are you ready?"
Would I know, or is this something that is this still kind of like Force Ghost, right? I mean,
Still Force Ghost.
Okay.
So you and basically your knowledge of Force Ghost, he probably couldn't kill you, but he definitely probably still, especially in a face so force rich like this, there'd definitely be he can maybe
Okay.
tap you a bit.
And then also the other way around, like lightsaber against his weapon is obviously, or does he have a lightsaber style weapon?
Oh, so he has so it's a forged blade, but you
Okay.
probably know at least from Ren letting you guys know some history of Tython. Those forged blades could, because they were kind of forged with the Force, so they can still stand up to
Yeah,
a
okay.
lightsaber impact.
Yep. Okay.
And we are going to use the dueling variant rules for them too. So let me.
Okay.
So if you could, I'll give you a second to pull those up.
Yeah.
And we are going to run through them.
And I will step back, give a quick bow, and right off the bat, give the Makashi salute, raising my saber up in front of me, taking it down to the side as I get in a stance ready, with the form that I've been most practiced.
Nice. And you see his kind of movements are not rudimentary, but not as refined as you've seen him before. But you could tell he takes like a Form 5 stance. His saber, or not saber, his sword is kind of raised high above him. And you could tell he's somebody that's used to swinging with power.
Okay.
Sweet. So with the dueling rules, let's pull these up. So yeah, basically you'll decide which actions you want to take, and we'll resolute them. And each of them, it's kind of like a rock paper scissors type thing. And we're gonna go to best 2 out of 3 strikes on this one. So first person to get there will win. So I will post mine, and I'll post them in somebody's thread. Who's first on my list? I will post my actions in Ping's thread. And then we're going to unveil them and we'll go.
Okay.
Sweet. So you see, after you guys bow, he charges forward, blade held high as he makes his move. And then you can kind of post yours wherever you like. And actually, hold on, let me post mine into pings real quick. Perfect. All right.
Your choice?
Yep, got my choice.
Okay. I'm gonna go with an attack.
Nice. How does that go? And you see him kind of as you go to attack, he feints. Which one has advantage against each other? When characters choose to fade, so they've got advantage on the attack roll.
They
if they
have
take defend.
disadvantage.
So disadvantage if they take attack. So you've got advantage on your attack roll. He has disadvantage.
Okay.
And his AC is 16.
So I'm just taking a advantage with my like a regular attack, right?
Yeah, regular attack for you. Sweet. So you see him faint, but you're just probably actually. How does that look for you as he goes in? You see him kind of try to feint to the side with his great sword and tries to hopefully catch you unawares, but you were prepared for it.
As he comes in and I kind of see this movement of strength from him, but I've already been set in my mind to go at him in the same way with a heavy attack, and come down strong, connecting against him. And in the back of my mind, I'm also kind of thinking about what this form is, and it's all about balance. It's not just strength. It's offense and defense, and I'm also processing my struggle with the dark side, and that I sought too much strength and power from it, and that's where I was so challenged that I need to go back to this form that I've practiced so long of the balance, and maybe there's something to be said there.
Nice. That's you kind of as you balance yourself within the force, you're able to tag him with the saber. It flows through his spectral body, but you see a small smile for him. And he goes, good one, good one there. I felt that through the force. He seems like you were finding your path. You see him kind of reset his stance. It looks like this time he's angling his blade lower. And he goes, again, my friend. And he kind of, you see him dash forward with his blade. Let me pick mine real quick here. All right, what's Ul doing?
I will lean into that balance, and this time I will defend.
All right, sweet, and I think you'll have advantage again. He is rushing forward. You see he angles his blade low, and then kind of whips it up for a power overhand strike. Form 5 is known for, but you will have advantage on your attack roll. Since he took the attack action, you'll have another disadvantage. Sweet. So he will score a hit here unless you beat him with yours. No, nice. You kind of with defenses see that coming, kind of use the Makashi. It is easily kind of sidestep his blow, and I'll let you finish him.
As after the first hit and we reset again, giving another salute, and as he rushes forward, anticipating and just thinking about the balance, and take a slight step back to dodge his overhand, and then come around with a slice through kind of just his midsection to strike underneath his attempted blow.
You cut through him again, kind of going through the spectral image, and you kind of see him laugh and goes, guess I'm rusty. Been a little while, but that is great form. You've taken great care to perfect your style, young one. He goes, you see him point to the saber, says, path of balance, that suits you well, young one. Remember, though, sometimes balance is needed, and sometimes it is good to just knock the guy out that's causing problems for the galaxy and make sure they can't come back anymore. Remember that the martial arts, they're there to defend, they're there to attack, but through that attack, they're there to protect others. And you see him kind of give a nod and says, keep that warrior spirit alive, young one.
I will do so.
And at that, you see the door open and leading into kind of another antechamber. And that's actually everybody's through now. So you guys all have come through at varying times, some shorter than others, but you all come through into a chamber with a large crystal in the middle of it. It looks to be, you'd guess, it's probably this. It's quite large, probably about. Kind of a large basket size for a crystal, so like it's probably about 2 feet across, 1 feet tall. So pretty large on that side, and looks to be kind of a crystal that'd be suited for a lightsaber or a holocron, and just kind of floating in the middle. And once the last of you guys comes through the door, you do feel that crystal begin to shift, and you see kind of another master take shape, almost exuding from the crystal. And this one, and the other ones you saw, kind of had a more spectrally appearance to him. And this guy is definitely a force ghost, but he seems much more present or solid or corporeal than the other ones. He seems pretty similar to when you guys fought Exarchon on Yavin. He seems like he may kind of exist a bit in the regular plane. And you see that he is a kind of a large, kind of a human shape as he comes through. Older, you can definitely see that it looks like he's probably one of the older masters in here. And as he comes through, he introduces himself. He says, "I am Master Hashis. I am glad that you have come, and it seems you all have passed the first round of trials. You have gone through what we used to put our old Padawans through to learn the different aspects of the Force, and you have at least earned enough respect for the Masters to push you through. This, my friends, is quite the accomplishment and something you should feel proud of. I have heard why you have come. I know that you seek the weapon to destroy those who have wounded the Force itself." He goes, "This is a great power, not something that we bestowed lightly. It is something that we have taken with us to our graves if it was not for the Force itself preserving us. Why should we trust you with this great power?"
After it's done saying that, Isleth and Kirk are going to be casting Force Barrier on everyone. 5 max HP for what's about to happen.
Oh gosh, I don't love that.
And you see him look and goes, "My friends, while you're casting the Force, why are you afraid, little witch? Why are you bringing the Force around you?"
You seem to have a strong, strong connection with the Force. Do you sense the evil that is our purpose for being here? The evil we seek to eradicate?
Perfect. So you guys feel him kind of expanding his presence around you, and you feel him almost kind of like picking into your brain like some of the other Force ghosts have done. So if you'd like to avoid his kind of his probing, you can definitely make a Wisdom check if you like. Otherwise, you can choose to fail. So anybody who would like to, give me a Wisdom saving throw.
Hey,
I have disadvantage on this wisdom saving throw, don't I?
Oh, you don't. So it's just checks. So
Oh.
saving throws are good. Yeah.
Alright.
So Ping is normally very like privative, and also that goes into his character. And for once in a very, very long time, he's going to let down his guard and actually let the Force Ghost kind of in.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Isleth's a little bit on edge after getting knowledge beamed into her head.
Fool's not a good read of character, so he isn't gonna really notice one way or the other if this individual has ill intentions. So it's just gonna kind of not really do anything about it.
All right.
yeah, just let it happen. I don't have a good wisdom save.
So Kirk is the only one who is able
Oh my
to
God.
resist Master. So kind of gaze. You guys see he looks over at all of you all. You see just appear like he has a pretty like stoic look, but then you see confusion as he kind of looks at the Rancor and then looks at the Rancor harder, and then kind of like just throws his hands up and continues looking at the rest of the group. He lingers on Ping for a second. And you see a smile form, and he goes, ah, this is truly unlike you. You're not, as I sense, you're not one to trust. I appreciate that. He looks to the rest, and he kind of goes through and says, I do not sense the darkness. I do not sense the darkness, I should say, of those who've wounded the force within you. But he does look to Wool and says, I do sense darkness, though, within you. I sense unsureness of your path, a lack of balance, a lack of direction to where you want to go. He looks to Noru and goes, I see one who is lost. I see one who's run away after making a decision, is hid out among the scavengers and the trash of the galaxy. He looks over to Islith and says, I see one who's taken to the stars and abandoned her people, who doesn't know where she truly fits into the galaxy. Uh, and, he looks to Ren and he kind of sees, and I see one who tries to walk two paths, the path of a people as well as the path of the Jedi.
I'm doing all right.
He kind of shrugs at that, and he goes, "You all, the power that we have to bestow is truly great. It could help you bring down these abominations that have been created, but it also could make you the new abominations, the new terrors that roam the galaxy. Are you ready for that? Is the galaxy ready for that? Or would I be giving you this power to damn another civilization?"
So Ping would just kind of nod and say, and yet how many years has it been since a force wielder has crossed this hall? And I say, and in the force's need and in its own pain, it brought all of us strangers together, and here we stand.
Nice. Roll me a persuasion check on that one.
Come on, Ping.
Oh, can I use my item? Is that persuasion?
Oh yeah, that works.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
okay. I'll use that one.
sweet. So what's your modifier again?
11.
All right, 21 there. Sweet. So you see him kind of nod and goes, that is wise. That has been hundreds of, if not thousands of years since one has crossed this threshold and has made his way to the crystal. He looks around at you and says, the weapon we have is a misnomer. It is a legend that we have told to almost to hide or to almost obscure what the true power that we offer in the heart of our temple is. He looks to the crystal and says, we offer a way to allow the force to flow through you like it has never flowed through you before. To almost allow the force to hollow you out and bring your power to a level that is usually unreachable by most. He feels, you see him close his eyes for a moment. You can feel him reaching out with the force, and it says, and to be able to combat and kill those who have hunted the force users, the Jedi, the Sith, you will need strength like this. He goes, I will offer you the trial. But he goes, to possess power like this, whether you serve the light or the dark, it matters not. But you must be able to find peace within yourself. Or not even peace, you must be comfortable with yourself. You must understand yourself and be able to gain kind of a full completeness within your own sense of worth. He goes, if I allow you to this last trial, you will have to face that which has hunted you or kind of traumatized you in the past and pretty much defeat yourself. Is that something that you are willing to take on? I've seen many destroyed by the power within themselves.
So Noru, hearing that, he's going to reflect on a lot that he's, where he's been, and like he was saying, running off to, be a bum. And he's gonna be like, he's going to think about it like, at this point, I've grown a lot, and even if I don't know if I'm comfortable with myself, I don't know if I'm ready, but I have to be, because we don't have an alternative at this point. Pretty much.
Nice. You see him smile and goes, "That is good. You seem prepared to just take the test." And he kind of holds out his hands to the rest of you. Are the rest of you prepared to take it as well?
Yeah, I've been doing all right. I feel prepared enough to take on any demons of my own, or my comrades, I guess.
Perfect.
Ping will take out his flask. He's got some nice meat in it. Take a swig and go, okay, let's do this.
All right. Sweet. So you see he goes, you see him take a step back away from the crystal, and he says, "Well, my friends, all you need to do is touch the crystal, and you will face that which is inside yourself. Go ahead." And that's actually, what time is it? That's actually where we'll leave off today. We'll pick up next session with you guys going through and kind of seeing what the crystal shows you, and kind of what you're up against inside the crystal.
Why do I feel like this is
Fantastic.
going to be very literal?
Yeah.
Why do I feel
I got
like
that
we're
feeling
literally
too.
gonna fight ourselves?
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Sweet. So that's where we'll pick up next
All right.
session, and then we're gonna go through that. And actually, do I want to do that in between? So actually, I'll post that. So this too. So actually, yeah. So with this too, as you guys go through the crystal, after you guys are out, you guys are gonna get pretty much level to level 20. So take a look at that.
Nice.
I was hoping to get a little quicker there today so we could get that fight in as well. But basically, take a look on that side. Kind of, if you can, and what I'll do, actually, that's a good idea. I am going to duplicate your guys' sheets.
I was just about to ask. Yeah.
I am going to duplicate your sheets. You're going to have two, one labeled your regular one labeled level 20. If you guys can, or actually in the 2 weeks between now, get your level 21 set up, because after that we're pretty much going to hit the ground running with the next piece of it, but then still keep the regular one around for this next fight.
Question.
Fantastic.
What if we die?
Let's see. We'll have to make a new PC sheet, unfortunately. So hopefully,
Planning for
don't die.
failure?
Don't die.
Okay,
Need
so
2 level 20 characters, just in case.
okay, so all I'm saying is Isolith has no constitution. So either the mirror fight against her is going to be really easy, but that is also apply to the main one.
It's gonna be hey, Force Ghost Gil meet Force Ghost Isolus meet Dolphin.
I was about to say, I was like, we could just like resurrect Gil, maybe. Like,
Mhm. One of us
Actually
will
goes
take
down.
resurrection and just be like, Gil is returned. Whatever the wish is. I don't know what wish is in this.
I think it's called Wit. Or no,
Is it called Wish?
It's not even in the
Like-
game actually.
Oh, okay. It's not.
I don't think it's technically in.
That
So.
was broken.
I'm
I
going
thought
to
somebody
look
made it,
right
didn't
now.
they?
I mean, probably homebrewed for sure, but I don't think it's in the officials. So.
Okay.
Will of the
Oh,
Force it is.
Okay, I thought I saw it one day. Yeah, I thought I saw it. I
Oh,
thought-
nice.
Is that what it is?
One of us
Yeah.
will take Will of the Force and bring back Gil.
I don't even. What level spell is that even?
Oh, nine.
Nine.
It's
Nine.
gotta be 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way I
Hold
can
up,
even get
we're
that.
about to hit level
Yeah.
20.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to get into some heated controversy, look up Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is some opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not easy to cast, but like the ability
Yeah.
to be like, I wish to end this campaign, and then it's basically over.
That's why you got a monkey pot. That's why.
I wish it was a little bit taller. Awesome. Good session, Tegan.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
See everyone in 2 weeks.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.